you can make your password whatever you want. You can sign under my password if you want, you got the same status I can. I'll give you my password.
Okay, other than school due, are we finished with school due? I hope we're now anyway. Now, I have one thing, Dana, I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Hearts High, or not Hearts High, Old Hearts High.
Oh, I had that on my list to talk about.
Well, we'll talk about it right now.
Okay.
But I talked with, last Thursday with Hoss Farley at the county commission meeting, and we were talking about the apartment over top of the annex building.
I talked to him Friday.
Okay. Today, I was at the courthouse and ran into the sheriff, and he asked me when we were going to have that apartment ready, because he's got a deputy who is currently at the academy, and he's coming out November the 1st, and we would like to have a goal of him being able to move in there on November the 1st, in a month. Now, absorb that now. Okay.
Absorbing.
Okay.
Absorbing.
Now, a couple of things. One, I know that the steps, Haas told me the other day that they have the gentleman that's, once again, we've heard this before, can do those one set of steps at a much cheaper price. But the other steps are still usable, so that shouldn't prevent us from being able to proceed on that. But Haas did say that, he thinks that we can do those steps that we have to do at a much cheaper price. And so what I'm going to suggest is you go up there and meet with Haas and actually look around, because, and he might have that fellow there as far as the steps are concerned. The next part would be materials for the actual apartment itself. One, he said that they have a lot of the materials that will be necessary for that apartment on hand. So that's why I think you actually need to go up there and say, okay, here's kind of the way we're going to lay this out. And I know somewhere I've read here is a blueprint and all. I mean, I don't think we need a blueprint to do that. You guys ought to be able to do that. Get together and figure out what it is you want, where it's going to be, see what they have already on hand, then see what you need to order. And then, we could, it looks to me like we ought to be able in a month's time to get that ready, so when this deputy gets out in there in a month, that we could have this apartment ready. Because isn't there already sewage downstairs? And things
There's
like
a commode downstairs that was installed for the purposes when they were collecting taxes. It was taxes.
Yeah, well, all I'm saying is if you've got a restroom up there and you're going to have to tie it in somewhere, that's already available, isn't it? I'm trying to think of any obstacles that would keep us from being able to do this in a reasonable amount of time.
Well, when I talked to him Friday, he was going to try to get volunteer labor to do it. I don't know if you use volunteer labor, that's a reasonable amount of time. I'm going to be surprised if he gets volunteer labor
Well,
to do it. That's what he told me on Friday.
Well, once again, what I would suggest is that you go up there and meet with them soon. And it may not be volunteer, but one, you're going to have to determine what materials we're going to have to purchase. And I think, you're going to have to go ahead and get that done. See what he has, or what they have up there that probably they've got from the old community center or something, I'm saying. And then see what it is we still need to have, get those things ordered. And then by the time those things are in, if he's going to have volunteer labor, tell Haas, we're going to do this on a certain date. If he doesn't, then, let's make other arrangements so we can get this done. Because we really lucked out here as far as I'm concerned. Back at the end of the last school year, we thought we were going to have to remodel the whole downstairs and put in locker rooms and all that stuff. Hey, fortunately, they, working cooperatively with them, we were able to get all that stuff, and, that wasn't an issue. We didn't have to do any of that. So now we're down just to doing the apartment. And, just like they were discussing at the commission meeting there, the security aspect of that. I was talking to Rod today in transportation about, at times when they had to have a bus or something there, and he was very hesitant about having a bus up there because of security. And I told him what our plan was, and if you've got a deputy there along with the person they have in that trailer, hey, not that we necessarily have to do that or want to do that, but you can feel comfortable doing it with somebody that watches it. But, I think we have to set goals occasionally and I like our goal, and I know the board members can speak for themselves here, but I don't see any reason why that we couldn't in a month's time get that done. And everybody else can agree or disagree.
Do we already have the water line ran?
Not to the upstairs.
I know, but we've got
There's
it,
water.
we're separated from the community building now.
No. No, the paperwork's been done, the fees have been paid. I contracted with a gentleman from Carrollsburg to do the work. He's going to coordinate with the water company to, the water company's there, he will provide the line.
See, those kind of
That can
things
do,
we need to
that
get
can be done in one day. That's not a big deal.
I mean, those are the kind of things we should go ahead and get finished, to where they aren't, holding us up later on.
Let's say that volunteers, the community volunteers do not show up, then how do we, and we have to proceed, who do we use? Do we contract them, use their people? I think that might be a question, correct?
That's a question, for sure.
Okay, with your I mean, let's answer that question. Do you have adequate labor to get that done?
If not, take care of the schools.
Okay, well then, it sounds to me like you're gonna have to contract the work out.
It's going to have to be done quickly, though.
Exactly, I mean,
So there should be, what you're saying is you should get with, Haas,
yes,
set a schedule
yes, and,
with the materials already. You should be looking at what materials are needed, get those materials ordered, have a schedule, a work schedule. And if those volunteers don't show up, then we're gonna have to proceed, right?
that's what I'd like to see, and everybody else can speak for themselves. Because I don't see, I mean, I appreciate volunteers and all, but at some point, you have to go ahead and get things finished.
So our estimated time of completion should be prior to November 1st, or as of November 1st, because that's when the gentleman will be ready to move in.
The deputy's gonna get out of the academy, and what they would like for him to be able to do is to move in there when he gets out. That's where he's gonna be assigned in the Hearts area.
Have y'all been in the upstairs?
The upstairs, yeah.
I just have to say, I was up there the other day, I'm concerned with that one set of steps out back being so steep and you're carrying materials. Is that gonna be the way that you get them up?
Yeah, I'm not concerned with the, I guess, structural situation of those steps. And we can get materials up
Can
there.
you take steps up or go up the other ones?
Yes.
You can use either
That-
one.
That's not a problem. I don't know that I would want a family with kids to move in and use those steps.
Well, that's what I'm saying, when you meet with Hans, you have to say, okay, here's what we're gonna do, but, for liability concerns and all, here's what we expect you, because I said the same thing to him the other day. We've talked about those steps, and I said, you guys want us to get this finished, but, are you prepared to get that part done? And he said, that's when he said, yeah, but I think you have to tell him, okay, we're willing to do this, but now you guys are gonna have to get this finished on time if we're gonna set a date or whatever it might be, that they have to get that part finished.
Well,
They
he
have
was
to
gonna
have-
meet with somebody, and I suggested that he also meet with the deputy to at
This
least
guy's
have a
at the
design where you
academy.
want doors, where you want
Well, he's
stuff
at
to
the academy,
be.
I don't know that he's available to do any of those things.
No, either. He didn't tell me that part, but he was gonna meet with somebody, sketch me out something where doors needed to be, where the cabinets, kitchen, somebody has to make that decision where the kitchen cabinets are gonna go, where the bathroom is gonna go, where the petitions are gonna be. I don't need a blueprint, but I need to have an idea.
Well, you need to put the bathroom, the kitchen close to the plumbing.
Right. And that's gonna be on that end of the building. It
Well,
needs
it's
to
not a
be.
lot of in, it's just gonna be,
Right.
and that deputy may not be there a month, and be another one in
Well,
there.
that's right.
Well,
And if the deputy's not satisfied with
I mean, I'm thinking,
where everything is and stuff, maybe he might changed his mind. I just thought he might need some input, and I suggested
Who's the deputy?
that the deputy have some input. And he was talking about volunteer, and I thought, well, maybe the deputy might do some of the work. I
The
didn't know.
deputy is at the academy.
Okay, I didn't know that. He didn't tell me.
He's busy right now.
Does he have children?
Yes.
Yes,
How many?
two, like Haas seemed to think it was like 4 and 7, something like that, in that neighborhood.
Is it big enough to put 3 bedrooms in?
Small bedrooms, very small bedrooms and one classroom. But that's, I need to know, are the kids gonna share a room, or they gonna need a,
I don't know about everybody else, when I first went into my first apartment, you know what, whatever was there, so we dealt with it.
hey, I had one big room not too long ago in an
Yeah.
apartment with 2 kids, so I know, I know
Well,
it's.
that's what I mean. I mean, we wanna make it as, you know, as nice for them as we can, but at some point, we have to do what's reasonable.
Yeah, but I didn't know that if that's a decision you want me to make, I'll go up there and make it, but I didn't think.
Well,
thought
I wanna
Haas-
hear what everybody else
I
thinks.
thi- I think you need to just go ahead and do it, but I do think it needs to be 3 bedrooms. I don't know if it's a boy and a girl he has, I think they need their own bedroom. If it's 2 boys, that would be fine, but if it's a girl.
I don't know the sex of the children, I don't know.
And
that.
if somebody else moved in there with children, and even if they are small bedrooms, an efficiency, kitchen and just a living room and bathroom and 3 small bedrooms.
But that's where they, you know, they have to accept a lot of the responsibility to get this done too, and that's why I think, you know, I just feel like you have to go there and everybody be there and look at it and say, hey, here's what we gotta do, and get their ideas, and, you know, you can give your input, and then that gives you direction. This thing talking on the telephone, and, you know, I'm gonna do this and that, I mean, I'm not being critical of just, you know, you, but I'm just saying in general, you know, you get things done by being on site and looking at it. And that's all I'm asking, is that you meet with Haas, and I told him the very same thing, you know, and the sheriff today, the same thing too. You know, that we need input, and he said, I'll pass that along, and he just wanted to talk to Haas too. I said, because we can't do these things without your all's input. But I mean, this is just me speaking. What do you think, Mr. McCown?
I think I need to call Haas and go see it. I haven't seen it, I don't have an opinion on
I
it yet.
think if you just get the size of it, you know what rooms you need, and
You're gonna have
just
to-
lay it out yourself. Don't be satisfied with it.
Well, I mean, if
Here
the
to do it,
downstairs
I just-
plumbing's in concrete, then you're gonna have to find the line outside the building. If the water's in concrete,
Well, but you don't want to wait till you're up there, you know, remodeling the place, and then those are the kind of things I think you get ahead and do it SAP, I guess.
And it's, sad.
Maybe the first one on.
heating and cooling,
No.
what's there?
What kind of heating and cooling do we have any thought?
It needs to be replaced. We've had a lot of problems with it. It's
Oh,
old, it needs replaced.
Okay, so once again, you know, that's something we're gonna have to, I don't know what Haas and them have that they're gonna donate to this cause. But if they don't have something, then we need to order what we need.
If we don't get a new one, we're gonna have continuous problems with it.
Well,
we need to get them.
then we need to do that. I'm just saying, talking about it is not gonna help us. We have to go up and see what we need, see what they have, and then order what we gotta have. Say, hey, we're gonna get started on this. If you have volunteers who are gonna help us, have them here. If not, then do what you gotta do. I don't like to procrastinate on these things.
Is it one big open room right now?
2 classrooms.
Used to be 2 classrooms.
And you're gonna take one, I guess, divide it in half for
There's a
bedroom?
divider there.
And then have one
We have to
open
put some
room,
doors in it.
kitchen, living room, dining room, all one big room?
You're gonna put the kitchen and the bathroom on the right-hand side with existing water line and sewer line. One of them on that outside wall on the far right facing the baseball.
So you've already answered all kinds of questions right there.
Because if you're just saying put a petition up, I mean, you do that one side of the frame of that main drywall.
What about the ceiling, Dana? What kind of ceiling's got in it?
Well, the last time I was in it, it's drop ceiling. The last time I was in it, it had a multitude of leaks. And it was black mold, and it was bad. That could have changed. I haven't been in it recently. You was, and it hasn't changed. However, the county commission put a new roof on it. Because I was gonna tear it down. The county commission put a new roof on it. And there shouldn't be any leaks, it's just a matter of going in, taking the ceiling tiles out, and replacing them. Open your nose.
Okay. Anything else?
Does it have asbestos in it?
No, I would be, I don't recall of any asbestos in it. I'd have to look at the plans, but I don't recall anything other than possibly floor tile. There could possibly be some floor tile in it, but I don't believe that there's anything else, none of the other materials is sheet rock, cinder block, and wood, so they're not suspect materials to start with. Not to say that they haven't found asbestos in sheet rock, but you normally don't even test it, because it's not a suspect material.
All right. Thank you, Dana. We
Yes,
look
sir.
forward to talking to you again next month.
Anyway,
I'm sure. All right. Can I assume that Miss Gandy is not here, going to be with us tonight?
Haven't seen her.
Her last night.
she saw me on the agenda, she just told me she was coming.
Okay, let's move to the administrative section, please. Mr. McAllister, Ms. Seconds. Ms. Lucas.